So today we're taking a look at the Luminette system from Hunter Douglas. And what we have here is the Luminette soft track system with the enhanced wand for my enjoyment here today. And what we're looking at specifically today is the interaction of the cord that goes through the shade from this feature of the wand down through the shade. You can see it loops all the way down, cord, around this feature here on the end, and back both cords tying off to the lead carrier. It's very common to have these cords come a little tight, and what that can do is cause the wand here to protrude out further than the edge of my shade. So if my shade's hanging straight here, my Luminette fabric, and this cord's a little tight, that can cause the wand to stick out a little bit. It's very common for me as an installer to think if I adjust this feature here that the customer uses to operate the shade, it will adjust that wand sticking out from behind the shade. What I really have going on here is I have the cord going in through the shade that's a little tight here, and that's keeping that tension on the wand enhancement here. So the customer drives this wand and it turns a clutch here that drives the secondary wand, and it's great. It's a great system. But if it's a little too tight, it's sticking out. That's not what the customer expected. So to make that stick out, realize I'm pulling the cord up here in the lead carrier, and I have control as I make the wand the right length here. I have control over that cord. So what I want to do to loosen this wand is I'm going to move this feature here up to the side. I've got extra fabric here, or extra cord here. I can pull the extra cord out through the top of the lead carrier. Now before I do anything to this cord at the lead carrier here, understand that this cord at the lead carrier, this K28 cord, has a lot of frayability to it. It has some fray that can happen. And if I take the cord here just like this, and I come in a little closer, and I cut it, got a pretty good pair of scissors here, I cut that cord, it just very easily wants to start fraying. It doesn't take a lot to make it fray. So what I want to do here before I make my adjustment on my shade is what I want to do is come melt this cord with a lighter. So I'm just going to take a lighter here. I could do both cords. I'm probably not going to be working with both of them. And trying to cut the cord can make the cord fray more. So I'm just taking a lighter, heating up that cord a little bit, push it out. And now look at that cord. It's kind of got a plastic tip to it where the cord is melted, and it creates a little carbon, the black carbon you can see on the end there. Didn't burn my fingers, although I did laminate them a little bit. You may not want to grab onto that while it's hot. The next thing I'm going to go ahead and do at this point, realizing that the cord travels all the way through the shade and over to this point, that cord being too tight, pulling the wand out, what I want to do is just loosen up this knot here at the top a little bit on my shade. There's my frayed end. Here is the other end here. I'm going to loosen up this knot and move it up, giving me more cord over here at the feature where the wand won't hang down. So if I loosen the cord up, the wand's going to hang down further. So I'm going to pull the cord out a little bit. I've turned my wand sideways over here on this end to give me the most cord to work with at this feature. I'm going to come in here with my hemostats and just untie the knot. And just grabbing onto the knot with my hemos, untying the knot. And some of these knots are really tight, and grab it from two sides, grab onto it, pull it apart. I've just removed the knot. Now what I don't want to do at this point is move anything and have this cord get pulled into the shade. If I wanted to tighten up the wand, I could pull it tighter, but we wanted to loosen our wand a little bit. So we're just going to go ahead, tie the knot a little further down, and I wouldn't have to completely untie the knot necessarily. But I've tied my knot further down than it was before, and I'm not going a precise distance here. I don't need it to be a ton looser. I just need it to hang straight down. So I'm pulling this down. Now my wand now hangs straight down from the end of the shade because I've loosened it up, and I've fixed the wand protruding out from the back of my Luminette privacy shears with a soft track with an enhanced wand.